Most of us have items that we procrastinate on listing for one reason or another. And in today's video, I'm going to list 20 of my items that I've been procrastinating on. First up are these two pairs of boots. I photographed both of these over a month ago and I haven't listed them because they both have size issues. These, I'm not sure if they're men's or women's. These, I can't find a size anywhere. So let's start with those two items. I have 18 more with different reasons on why they're not listed. My friend Paul over at Philly Flipper is doing the same thing. He has some interesting stuff in his list too. So he has like an inflatable that he needs to inflate in his yard before he can list it. He has like a cookie maker that he said is super dirty, he has to clean it out. So we're each doing 20 items that we've been procrastinating on. And let me get started with these two pairs of boots. It is the next day. Last night, I listed these boots. So they have a size in them. They're a 5.5. And I decided they are a men's 5.5. I listed them as a women's 7 because men's 5.5 is not that common and they're kind of a feminine boot anyways. These have no size at all in them. I took measurements. I also compared them to other shoes I have, and I made my husband try them on and I tried them on. And from that, I decided what size they are. I think they are similar to a women's 8.5 or a men's 7. And I also included multiple pictures of measurements for the buyers. Next up on the listing list is this. Can you tell why it's not listed? Because it's large. All right, it is a laundry pod. Portable, environmentally friendly washer. The comps for this are something like 100 with free shipping or 60 to 70 plus shipping. The reason I haven't listed it is I don't have a box for it. And I don't like to list anything large or difficult to ship until I already know how I'm going to ship it and I already have it packaged up. Let's go buy a box. All right, we are at U-Haul. Let's see if we can find a box that will work. I got the box for $2. Much better use of time than trying to build a box. All right, that looks like it's gonna fit. Let's see. I don't know if I can do this while I record, but I'm gonna attempt. Nope, that's a bad idea. Beautiful. Got some space for some packing paper to sit around it. That is perfect. Now I need to photograph this and get it listed, and then I will check back in. Today is Sunday. I listed the laundry pod on Friday, and then yesterday I listed 7 more items for this challenge. I started with this. It is a hoodie. Well, actually it's not a hoodie. It's a sweatshirt from Victoria's Secret Pink. The reason it got postponed is because there was pilling on it, so I had to get a sweater shaver out and depill it. Got that listed. Then I decided that I realized it had been just over a year since I went to Houston. A year ago, my mom and I went out to Houston and we went shopping at the Goodwill outlets and then flew back to Iowa. And I still have things from Houston that are not listed. I went to my inventory spreadsheet to check. I bought about 80 items when we were in Houston, and I still had 9 items that I had not listed. And I also checked while I was there. I looked, and I've had like $2,000. Yeah, $2,000 in sales from stuff I bought in Houston, but I still have 9 items that I haven't even listed. So I pulled out those items and I got started on them yesterday. First was this dress. It had a stain on it, and I had procrastinated for a long time trying to decide what to do about the stain, and I ended up I put it in the wash just on delicate. I photographed that yesterday, got it listed, so that is done as well. And then there's this item, this item, this item, this one, and this one. Can you see what they have in common? First of all, I picked them all up in Houston. And second of all, they're all black pants. Why do I procrastinate on black pants? I was debating this yesterday. I think there's 2 reasons. One, any little piece of lint shows up because they're black. So if you have like a white, you know, piece of lint on it, it really pops out in the picture. And 2, it's hard to get details and condition to look accurate on black. Just, I don't know, with photographing it, I have a hard time photographing black. So yesterday I photographed all these, and between last night and this morning, I got them listed. First, we have these Grundens weather pants. They're listed. Then we have, this is, oh, so these are Blanky maternity leggings. I had never heard of this brand. When I was in Houston, my friend Mackenzie, her channel is McThrifty, she went to Outlet with me one day, and I was pregnant at the time. So she gave me these leggings. Unfortunately, they were too small for me. And then they sat on this rack over here for a year. I listed them last night for $25. I got an offer for $20 this morning. These are already sold. Listed them. They sat over here for a year. I listed them and they were sold within 12 hours. Get your stuff listed, guys. Lesson to myself. Then, oh, these are Lululemon leggings. Really nice condition. These are the type of black item, though, that really frustrates me because I feel like the pictures don't do these justice. They're in really nice condition, but got those listed. Then these are a pair of Gymshark leggings. These I also had to sweater shave to get some pilling off of them. Got them listed. I actually just listed these like 15 minutes ago, and I already have someone messaging me locally who might want to buy them. And then we have, these are Ralph Lauren Purple Label. And I know like the old money aesthetic is really popular right now with like teenagers, early 20s. So I wrote old money aesthetic in it, and I'm hoping that they will sell because they're definitely old money aesthetic vibes. So got those listed. And that brings me up to 10 listed items. Today we're working on the really hard stuff. I went to my unlisted inventory and I pulled out the 5 most difficult items. I'm going to show you guys those, and then I also have 3 more items from Houston. Here are the 8 items. We had 1 more black pants from Houston. I missed these yesterday when I was photographing. 2 purses from Houston, and then these other 5 items are just difficult things, which is why I pulled them out. We've got a fryer, a camcorder, a printer, a sump pump, and a board game. What should I start with? I think I'm going to start with the board game because I actually like listing board games. They're just a lot of work because you have to check that every single piece is there, take pictures of the pieces, disclose whatever's missing. But I do like listing board games, so I'm going to get started on that next. My friend Paul is in Florida at his house right now working on listing his 20 items. He is listing them all today, and I think he has 3 listed so far. It's less than 5 minutes later. I've taken the board game out, and I've made a decision. I'm not even going to list this. There's supposed to be, so the game's called Prize Property. It looks like an old version of Monopoly. We got money, $1 million. Wait.
$1 million.
There's ski lodges, hotels, casinos, and then these are like wellness spas. But the problem is, I found 2 comps that are, one's brand new, one is new open box, meaning there's still plastic wrap on all the pieces. And those both sold for $35 plus shipping. Mine is missing some key pieces, which is there's a dice that's like a special dice for this game. Or is die the singular dice? Whatever, you know what I mean. And then there's these like green and red balls, and I don't have any of those. And on top of that, like this piece is broken and the box isn't in the best condition, and it's going to take a lot of work to ship this and like make sure nothing gets further damaged. Given all of that the comps for perfect condition are $35 plus shipping and the work it's going to take, I'm just going to donate this. And it's sad to think how long this has been sitting here waiting for me to list, but that is the point of this video, is to like get these things worked on that have just been sitting there and I haven't even thought about. So if you're watching this right now, go, if you can, go get something that's been waiting for you to list that's more difficult and that's why you haven't listed it, and try to get it listed before, or like work on listing it while you watch this video. That's my challenge. And if you do that, comment down below and tell me what you are working on listing or what you got listed. I'm very interested to hear. I'm also interested to see out of these 5 items, how many I actually end up listing. The printer and the sump pump, those are both items that when my parents moved, which was a year and a half ago, that's why these items in this video, that's why, because they've been sitting here forever. These were items that were in my parents' stuff that they didn't want. So I took them because I thought they might have value and might be worth reselling. But I haven't done a ton of research to find out if they are. And like I said, if I end up researching them, finding they're not worth taking the time to figure out how to ship or, whatever, then we're not going to list them. Okay, I'm going to figure out this submersible utility pump. It needs to be cleaned. I got to figure out how to test it. I don't even know what it's worth. I just assume a sump pump sounds expensive. I literally have no idea if it's even worth something. So we're going to start there. I'm going to check comps. If the comps are worth it, then I will clean it. I'll figure out how to test it and I'll check back in. We're 0 for 2. But again, these are the 5 items that I was like, these are the items that I least wanted to list, that I just look at and I'm like, I'll deal with it later. And now I'm dealing with it. So those 2, they're getting donated. That's how we're dealing with it. Next up, we've got this Sony Handycam. As you can see, I paid $2 for a garage sale. I've done some investigating on the Sony Handycam. The good news is this version is definitely worth listing. The bad news is I only have one cord. It's a USB cord, which from what I've Googled, you can't charge it with this. Also, it's like frayed and looking kind of dangerous. I don't even think I should include it. Even untested, I saw one comp that sold just for the camcorder untested for $50 with free shipping. I'm going to list mine at $40 plus shipping just for the camcorder and the case and move on to something else. But it looks like if you have the camcorder working and with the charger, the battery charger and the case and the accessories, it'll sell for like $100. And then if you have just the camcorder working, it'll sell for like $60. And then again, I found a comp for it untested that sold for $50 plus free shipping. So I'm going to list mine at $40 plus shipping. Next up is this bad boy. Bad boys, what you want, what you gonna do? All right, first up, I'm gonna check comps on it. Then I'm gonna figure out how to test it. I do have the cable and it's wireless. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to test it, and if it's worth listing and it's working, then I will figure out how to ship it, and then I'll get it listed. Oh, and while I'm standing here with full view, this hoodie is from my friend Lori. She and her husband started a new company called Tiki J. Just launched like a week ago, and I got my sweatshirt yesterday. If you want to check it out, you can go to Lori's channel, and she talked about it in her most recent Sip and Shop. I'll link that video down below. So next up, I'm gonna make sure that I wanna list the fryer, figure out how to test it, if I can test it here, and then I'll go out and run my errands, get that printer cable, and get the box for the fryer and the printer, and then we'll come back and hopefully get those 2 things listed. I am looking at the fryer now. So here is the fryer that I have. If you get like the newest version of this fryer, it costs $200 new. And I'm looking at eBay comps for the exact same model as the one I have. And I found a sold used for $60 plus 21 shipping. On the downside, this one is in really nice condition. Like, I'm even cleaning mine, it's not gonna look as good as this one. But on the plus side for mine, there's an auction. So I can, if I list it, buy it now and wait for a buyer, I should be able to get the 60 that I get, even though it's in a worse condition. So I'm gonna go upstairs, put some oil in it, make sure it heats up the oil. Then I am going to clean it well, and then I'll have testing done, cleaning done. Then I will go figure out what box I need for this and what box I need for the printer, and go run errands and also grab the printer cord while I'm out. I'm always causing problems in the kitchen, even just testing things. Can you see that? I think you can. There's smoke coming out of it because I was like, I don't need to put oil in it. I can just turn it on, turn the heat on, and make sure it gets hot. Well, I didn't realize it was gonna get so hot, it was gonna start smoking.
What a bozo. Here it is, here it is.
So, good news is it definitely works. It definitely turns on, and it turned hot immediately. Immediately started, like, got hot, and then started smoking because there was no oil in it to heat up. I've arrived at Walmart, and it smells like Burger King, which feels very fitting for picking up a bunch of oil. Got the printer cable. Fortunately, it's $10. Got oil in there just above the coils. Now let's test this out. I promise I am never going to buy a fryer to resell again. Unless it's like brand new in box, never opened, then I'll buy it. But the U-Haul didn't have a perfect box, so I bought one, and I am now breaking it up, making it fit right. Spending so much time on this fryer, and at this point I don't have that much left, so I'm going to keep going, but it's a lot of time invested for the return I'm going to get. All right, I got a box that's about the right size. Packing peanuts, it's in there. Time to get this taped up, weighed, get it listed, and move on. The fryer is live, and it's all packaged up. It's ready to go. If it sells, all I have to do is print the label and ship it out. Yay. Working on the printer now, and I got it connected to my computer, so I went and bought that cord today. I got it connected to my my computer. Looks good. And now it's saying it can't print because I need to replace 3 of the cartridges. So it has like a pink, blue, yellow, and black. I just want to print in black. It says the black is full and the other 3 are empty. Well, that's crazy. The printer won't print unless you have full cartridges in all of them. Like, none of them can be empty. So I went on eBay, and there's a listing for $22 with tax is $25. And I'll put it with the listing. So now I have the power cord, the computer hookup cord, and I'll have extra ink cartridges. So hopefully I should be able to get 100, 125 plus shipping. And then today I basically invested 25 ink cartridges, 10 in the the cord that hooks up to the computer. You know what? I might try to list this locally when I get the ink and see if I can sell it locally first and then list it on eBay. Because if someone needs a nice printer, this is a really good printer. My parents barely used it. And again, it was free to me, so it'd still be a good profit when it sells, if it sells for 100 and something. And now I have ink on my hands too. All right, well, it is time for me to take over Rena duty. So I will check in when I'm back to listing again. I am done with the printer, and I recorded like 15 clips throughout the process of listing it and trying to decide what to do. And it's just way too much. So I'm going to try to briefly explain what happened. Number 1, the ink from eBay is expired from 2020, which I knew. I thought it would still work. It didn't work. The colored, I couldn't get anything to print. The black, I could get it to print, but it was very, very faint. So then I also put back in the ink from my parents, which was 3 years more expired than the eBay ink, but it worked better than the eBay ink. Now I have ink that's old and doesn't work that I need to return on eBay. And this printer won't work unless all 4 of the cartridges for ink are in the printer and are not empty. My option 1 is I list the printer. I note that the colored cartridges are empty and they haven't been tested, but that the black appears to be working, but you do need to put a new cartridge in because the black one in there isn't enough. That's a lot of caveats and probably is gonna make it a lot harder to sell. Also, then I get the risk that someone gets the printer, they either don't realize they need to buy the colored and they want to return it, or they buy the colored ink and then it actually doesn't work. And now I'm paying for return shipping on this big bulky item. Option 2, I go out and buy new ink that should work, and I fully test the printer. The black ink alone, I looked it up, new, it costs $40 to $45. I didn't even look up the colored ink because I don't really want to invest that much money. And then what if it doesn't work? And, I opened it up, I can't return it. Now I've got this ink that I spent $40 on the black. Again, I have to have all 4 in there just to test it, so I have to spend money on the colored ink. Or option 3, I just cut my losses. I return the ink on eBay, get my money back on that. I spent money on the printer cable, so I'm out that. And then I just donate the printer, which again, I didn't spend anything on the printer. That came from my parents. That's the route I went down. I don't want to deal with it. I'm done with it. It's out of my death pile. This video is becoming more of a, rather than listing my worst items, it's like cutting ties with my worst items. The items I've been hanging on to that I knew there was reasons I didn't want to list them. And now I'm finally facing them. The good news is we are done with those. We are done with the big items, the big difficult items. I've got 2 more items from Houston that need to get listed, the 2 purses. I'm going to do that right now. Then we'll be back and I will talk to you guys about some big things, including showing you an updated status of my death pile. The clip you just saw was recorded about a month ago. As you can see, I just edited it right before I'm recording this. And since that clip, 166 items from my death pile, or in other words, my pile of unlisted inventory, have been listed. And right now I'm going to explain to you guys how I got 166 items listed in a month while working a full-time job. And I'm also going to show you what's left. If you've watched my videos for a few years, you probably started watching this video and thought, Amber, you're doing a video about items you procrastinated on. There's kind of an elephant in the room that you haven't talked about. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, during COVID in 2020, I bought over 200 bridesmaids dresses. I started a separate store just for bridesmaids dresses, and I've listed about 100 since then. I've sold about 70, and as you can see, there's still a lot to list. So my plan for the last 6 of the 20 was to do bridesmaids dresses, and that's where I was going with the video next. Then my sister reached out to me and said, Amber, I just finished my summer classes. I've got about 6 weeks until my fall classes start. Do you have anything you would want me to do? And she's listed before me before. And I was like, yeah, I have plenty if you want to list for me. So 3 weeks ago, she started listing for me. Let me go get that whiteboard. She started listing for me. Well, she came and did like a trial day on this day. I don't remember why, but she listed 9 that day. And then she's been listing for me Monday through Wednesday the last 3 weeks. And in total, she's listed 166 items, including basically everything I had that wasn't bridesmaids dresses. There's new stuff I've bought since then, but everything I had at the time is listed. And then she's also listed about 60 bridesmaids dresses, I think. Today is Sunday, so she'll be listing for me again tomorrow for 3 days. She's been listing about 50 items a week. So, and I have right about 60 bridesmaids dresses left that need to be individually listed, and they are almost all ready for her to go. Again, I'm going to show you guys in a minute, but up here I have 50 bridesmaids dresses ready for her to go for this week. She, what was I going to say? Oh, about 10 of them are brand new, like this one. Oh, you can't see it. Like this one still has the tags on it. And then about 40 of them I have cleaned and gotten ready for her to list. If you guys want to know more about this, about my sister listing for me, feel free to put questions down below. And if I have time, I might do a video just about that. Bridesmaid dresses behind me. Over here, there's a tub of inventory. This is stuff that my sister has drafted, but I haven't pushed live for one reason or another. Some of it, I just haven't taken the time to price yet. Some of it, there were pictures that I wanted. For example, there's a pair of Uggs, and I really want a picture of the inside of the Uggs because, you know, Uggs can get really matted and people care to know what the inside looks like, and there weren't any of those. This is just a tub of stuff that's not live yet. I'm gonna take you guys off the tripod so it might get a little shaky. Then I immediately drop it. Okay, all right, going over here, let me turn the light on. This used to be full of unlisted inventory. So up here was where the fryer was at, the printer was over here, the board game was on top of this. Now it's still unlisted inventory, but as you can see, there's a lot less in here. These are bridesmaid dresses that I just cleaned, so they still need to dry. And then this is basically, this is the shelf of what's left of the unlisted inventory that I had when my sister started that she hasn't listed yet. These are things that I've gotten in the last couple of weeks. And then this is just a sweatshirt for my sister because she gets cold when she works down here. All right, then this table is a photography area. So you can do flat lays on this table, and then my inventory bag, scissors, lint rollers, all of that. You already saw the computer desk, the inventory rack. Am I making you dizzy? Sorry if I am. Okay, then we go into this room, which is our guest bedroom. And there's some more inventory in here. Usually I keep all my reselling out of this room, but for the sake of having a little more space to figure out this bridesmaid dress ordeal, I have been using the space a little bit the last couple weeks. Let me move the lights in here so the lighting's a little better, and I will show you what's in this room. Let's talk about the inventory that is in this room. We have this rack full of bridesmaid dresses. It has one coat on it that I need to finish listing. Long story, but the rest of this rack is bridesmaid dresses. This box over here, bridesmaid dresses. This box is half empty, half full of bridesmaid dresses. The rack and the box over here, these are dresses I've already gone through and have decided that I'm not going to have Erin list them. First of all, of the 100 that I listed already, there were 15, so there were 70 that sold, 30 that are unsold, 15 that have been listed for over, is it 1 or 2 years? I'm not sure, but I think over 2 years. Of the 15 that have been listed over 2 years, 10 of them are gray or black. So from looking at that, I decided I'm not going to invest any more money in terms of like paying my sister and listing the gray and the black dresses. Like here, gray and black dresses, this box, mostly gray and black dresses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list them all on an auction on eBay, start them at the cost of shipping plus $10 and see what happens. My sister's like, who in the world is going to buy those? And I don't know, maybe someone is doing all black for their bridesmaids and they can buy them all for $100. And as long as a few of them fit their bridesmaids, it's still a deal. And then over here, these dresses, and then also like some in that box, are dresses that have big flaws. So either like a big stain, a big hole, a big tear in the fabric, something that makes it so it's probably not going to sell for very much. There are also brands that aren't worth, you know, if they have a flaw, they're really not going to be worth listing. Yeah, this rack, that box, it's all going up on eBay auction. I'm going to do 2 or 3 lots of auction items. See what happens. If they don't sell, I'm just going to donate them or throw them away. This box. This is the last half a box of bridesmaid dresses that I have not gone through in terms of making final decisions on them, but I'm almost there. I started with like 4 tubs and 3 boxes of bridesmaid dresses to go through. All I have left is this half a box, and then I will have made all the decisions. I've got those 55, 60 dresses that Erin's gonna list. I got these that are going on auction, and then I got this that I need to decide on, and then bridesmaid dresses are done. One more thing of inventory in here, and that is this box full of inventory. This is all the stuff I've bought in the last month since Erin started listing for me, and I really want to do a haul video of these items. Historically, haul videos have not done well on my channel, so that's why I don't do them, but I'm really excited about some of the stuff in here. There's some really interesting finds, and so I'm going to try it again and do a haul video. And that's why this stuff is in here. Erin actually has listed already like half of this, but I'm saving it for a video. So that is everything in this room. And then let me show you the next room. Okay, we are in the final room, and in this room is only listed inventory. So you have seen my entire death pile now. We've got the little closet that has a few bridesmaid dresses, a few things on the shelves, the 60 bridesmaid dresses on the rack in the first room. And then the second room, we had all those bridesmaid dresses are going to be auctioned off, half a box of bridesmaid dresses to go through, and then that tall box of stuff I've bought in the last month. So that is my entire death pile. And in here, this is all listed inventory. So over here, we have that laundry pod I listed in this video, the fryer I listed in this video. I'm probably going to drop the price on those because as you can see, they take up a lot of inventory space. And this is my area to have listed inventory, and it is at capacity at the moment. So after my sister lists this week, I'm probably gonna have to put some listed inventory in that first closet. And then this row, these are all listed clothes. The second row, listed clothes, listed hard goods, listed hard goods. The bottom row, which you can't see, but it's 3 tubs of listed bridesmaid dresses. Right here, there's a tub of listed bridesmaid dresses. Over here, there is a rack of listed shoes. Along the edge here, listed shoes. Up here, listed shoes. Behind you, let me just switch the camera. So I just flipped it to be on the other side of the room. So up here we have listed shoes, and then this is like my shipping area. So I've got tape and scissors and a scale, and then I also have stuff for cleaning, OxyClean, delicate bags, and then down below are a bunch of priority mail boxes. So that's the tour. That's my whole death pile. Did I meet the 20 items? Kind of not, because I listed 14 myself, and then my sister listed 166. So I didn't hit the 20 technically, but I also went way beyond it, kind of. Okay, that is everything. I hope you guys like this video. I have like 7 videos that are halfway done, and I'm hoping, since my sister's listening for me, that I will now have time to, you know, put some more effort into YouTube and finish up some of these 7 videos. So this one's getting done today, and I'm very excited about it. If you enjoyed, if you came from Paul's channel, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Like I said, I've got more videos that I'm hoping to get out soon. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned because there will be a new video out as soon as I have time.